is Cindy Hazeman, and my pronouns are she and her, and I participate in the life of this church by being a member of the Faith in Action Ministry and attending the Spirit Circle on Sunday mornings. We are a religious community of people with diverse beliefs and shared values. Our diverse beliefs are expressed in our 6 sources, and our shared values are expressed in our 7 principles. Both can be found at uua.org. Together, we strive to grow spiritually, build community, and live our values in the world. And if you want to know if there are any announcements, why, yes, there are, and I just got them, so I apologize for the rough reading of this. But some of them are typed, and then to that I say thank you very much. Next Sunday during first hour from 10 to 10:45, there will be the first of 2 Q&A and information sessions on the proposed bylaws and the budget for the coming 2024-2025 church year. The second session on the budget alone, also during first hour, will be on May 5th. The second session on the bylaws will be after the service on May 19th. These 2 matters will be voted on at the annual meeting on June 2nd, and you are encouraged to bring your questions to at least one of the Q&A sessions in order to facilitate the process at the annual meeting. All voting members should have received an email with a PDF of the proposed bylaws for your review. If you need a hard copy, please see Sandy Waters after the service. And on May the 11th, there will be a trivia night fundraiser. Yay! That was really fun last year, I'm going to tell you. Teams will consist of 4 to 6 people, cost at $100 per team, and invite your smartest friends and relatives to join you on a team. That makes you not the smartest, by the way. Sign-up sheets will be in Parish Hall today. Also, there will be a suggestion box in the Parish Hall of trivia question topics. If you have ideas for funny, interesting, or unique trivia question topics, put them in the box. Today is the last day to put trivia topic ideas in the box. Tracy and Michelle's son Nolan will be planning the questions and will be the MC like last year, so that Tracy and Michelle can play. And he will pick the topics from the box. Anyone who would like to help the Farrells plan trivia night, let Michelle or Tracy know. And the 4th of July planning meeting will be at 6 p.m. on Thursday at Byway Brewing in Hammond. Always a good place for planning gatherings. Let Michelle know if you would like to attend. The Hobart Community Band Concert is today at 3 p.m. at Hobart Middle School. If there are questions, see Dick Hagelberg. Roz asks that people stay after coffee hour today to help carry up things for the upcoming rummage sale because many hands make light work. Are there any other announcements live? And now for our prelude.
our, as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs.
for joys and sorrows? This congregation expresses our deepest sorrows and our greatest joys in community. We believe that a sorrow shared is diminished and a joy shared is magnified. We pause, listening to what arises in our hearts. If anyone would like to share today, I will come to you. Please stand and share your name. Anybody? Maggie.
Good morning. This book is one of my favorites by one of my favorite kids' book writer, Oliver Jeffers, A Child of Books. I am a child of books. I come from a world of stories, and upon my imagination, I float. I have sailed across a sea of words to ask, if you will, come away with me. Some people have forgotten where I live. But along these words, I can show you the way. We will travel over mountains of make-believe. Discover treasure in the darkness. We can lose ourselves in forests of fairy tales and escape monsters in haunted castles. We will sleep in clouds of song and shout as loud as we like in space. For this is our world we've made from stories. Our house is a home of invention where anyone at all can come. For imagination is free. And please rise as you're willing and able for the middle hymn, number 18, and the gray hymnals, What Wondrous Love.
driven over 40 miles round trip for 20 plus years to attend Common Reader book group. Why? Hopefully this will answer a few of your questions why I've continued to do that. My first memories of being read to begin in 1942. I am 4 years old. Every night, Dr. Cameron, professor at San Diego State College, would come downstairs from his apartment, sit in the rocker, and read to my younger sister and me. I do not ever remember my mother reading to us. Pop was aboard sea, somewhere in the vast Pacific. It is World War II. Wendy Louise Manier, From Daddy, Mother, Christmas, 1942, San Diego, California. 2155 First and Ivy. There are many childhood memories as I started reading here of the rhymes that I learned, but this one I know was one of the early ones. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. And the child is born on Christmas Day is fair and wise and good and gay. My favorite one, Up in a Swing, didn't happen to be in the Mother Goose collection. The first book I remember reading and still have and read occasionally, you think I can see the words? Was Christmas 1949 in snowy Seattle after returning to the States from living in Subic Bay, Philippine Islands. The book is 101 famous poems, mostly poems from the great poets of the 1800s, still relevant today. The first poem that I can remember learning in this particular book was Trees, and I'm sure many of you have learned the story of the poem Trees. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray. A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose snow has laid what intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. And I thought this particular poem was appropriate for this season of the year. And I'll just read the first and the fourth. And by the way, Steve, your favorite poem is in here. His is In Flanders Fields, the poppies grow. This is The Daffodils by William Wordsworth. I wander lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart fills with pleasure and dances with the daffodils. Over the next few years, we made We made Nash automobile cross-country trips with only an AM radio. I was carsick most of the time and could not read, but my dad had elocution when he was in high school and could repeat memorized poetry by the hour. He could repeat all of From the Shores of Gitchiguma, and he still could when he was dying. Remember the elocution class in the book A Girl of the Limberlost, a novel by Indiana writer and naturalist Gene Stratton Porter. I simply do not remember a time that I did not read. As soon as I could, I had a library card. I do not ever remember my parents checking on what I was reading. Dad read a vast assortment of magazines and encouraged me to do the same. Time goes on, and in 1997, I found Hobart UU and the Common Reader book group. In order to be somewhat historically accurate, I contacted Kathleen Toby, also known as Kathy Arney, who now lives in Indianapolis. Kathy is a very long-time member of our church. At the time I met her, she was teaching at Hobart Middle School. Hi, Kathy. Kathy zoomed in on us today, so I better be on my best behavior. In fourth grade, and this is kind of off the subject of reading, but it ties in with our history of our church. Kathy says, in fourth grade at Hobart Foreman School, Kathy's teacher was Laura Moore. Laura Moore's husband was Nelson Moore, the minister of this church. She says, Kathy goes on to say, as a kid, I did not realize she was a Unitarian, but she was my favorite teacher. She taught about brotherhood, and that made quite a few of the parents angry with her. When we had our Christmas party, she encouraged us to bring recycled gifts rather than buying stuff. That also made a few of the parents angry. And she taught us about ideas such as kindness and caring, and of course, that all irritated some of the parents. Apparently, Laura Moore could be rather irritating. Here is another story about Mrs. Moore. Everyone in our class had to join the Audubon Society. Every month, we had an Audubon Bird Club meeting at another student's house. We always walked to the student's house. On November 22nd, 1963, we met at Lynn Ross's house on 700 Lincoln Street. During the meeting, Mrs. Moore and Lynn's mother went to the other room and turned the TV on and returned a few minutes later, both crying and telling us the president had been shot. They told us to get up, grab our coats, and we were walking back to school immediately. I had never seen a teacher cry before. If you are old enough to remember November 22nd, 1963, you know exactly where you were and what you were doing. I was teaching at Foreman School, third grade. I had a longtime member, Jane Seed's son, Tommy, in my class, and I called Laura Moore Mrs. Moore. For those of you who aren't familiar, Foreman School is now renamed the corner up here on the bend of 51 as you head toward the hospital. Kathy ends with, I hope the Hobart Unitarian Universalist book group is still meeting. I'm in a book discussion group here in Indianapolis. We just formed, and the first book we are reading is Braiding Sweet Grass. We will have our first discussion group next Thursday, and I will lead the discussion. I highly recommend the book. Kathy says I will see you on Zoom. Hope you did. I hope I did a good job, Kathy. And yes, we are still meeting now, the second Wednesday of the month, here at the church at noon. Bring your lunch. Thanks to the Lake County Public Library System of the book To Go Kids, and Karen Smith, who carts the books back and forth from here, we have a choice of over 400 books at no cost to you. Your copy of this month's book, The Gentleman from Moscow, is waiting for you in the church office. We bookies find each other. We need each other. We love to share and discuss. And yes, I will add braiding sweetgrass to my reading list. Oh, the book group has one firm rule. You do not have to read the book to join the discussion to come. Just participating in a discussion may be the key to finding a new author or a book genre you might want to read. Thank you. I forgot what whole page.
She said I could keep going because she was going to get out of my way. First of all, I'm not a member of this congregation. I came to the Common Reader Book Club because of Wendy, like I've come to a lot of things because of Wendy. Wendy and I go back a ways, so let's go back a little bit in history. We both graduated from Valparaiso University in 1960. We were sorority sisters. We've been friends now for, you do the math, you figure out, okay? And she always finds me fascinating things to do. I think I started coming to the Common Readers after I became a widow. And Wendy wanted to be sure I had things to do. So that's how I got here. I find lots of friends. I find people who are non-judgmental, who are well-read, who are accepting when I don't read the book, which happened, too frequently. I read. Here's some of my history and what I read. I can remember knowing I could read before I went to school, but not telling my parents I could. I would look at picture books like National Geographic. I would run down to the corner when I knew my grandpa would get off the bus from work because he had the National Geographic under his arm. So I would look at pictures. I was great at picture books. And then when I was in third grade, we had a book exchange. You could spend 50 cents. So whoever drew my name went to Woolworth's and bought a copy of Heidi by Jonathan Spry, and I think I still have that book. It's about ready to fall apart because it wasn't made out of very expensive material, but that was it. Now, during my life, I've been president of the Lake County Library Board. You may see my name on the wall, but it won't be the one I have now. Okay? I've been a friend of the library in both Porter County and in Lake County. I've worked in the bookstore. It's just fascinating to be with people who like books. Just really does great things for a person. Can I recite any poetry for you? Probably what she just read. So I'm not going to be very original about that, but I do want to thank all my friends that I look out and see, and the ones that aren't. Oh, there you are, Karen. Whoopee.
Stand up, Karen.
Huh?
Is Karen back there?
Yes, Karen's back.
Back row.
Yeah. But, fascinating, good people. Never found a bad one, a book group. pick up a lady and bring her to book group. When Karen doesn't do it, I do it. And it's just a very heartwarming experience. And I want you all to know how much Common Reader means to me. Thank you.
First, I want to say I wasn't supposed to be up here. And I just found out a few days ago that there was a misunderstanding, so the third person couldn't be up here. So I just jotted a few things down and want to fill it in. I'm going to talk about the book group. When I found out that we had a book group, I started for two reasons attending. One, and really the most important one, I wanted to meet more people. I was new here. I'd only been here a few months. And number two, I've always been an avid reader. I never had joined a book group before, so I didn't know what to expect. The best thing that happened was that it introduced me to different genres, right? I always get that word wrong, and authors. And I've made friends with quite a few people that I would never have met otherwise because they don't belong to this church. You don't have to belong to this church. Anybody is welcome. And like Wendy said, even if you didn't read the book, you could still make friends. And we also meet at the end of the month too, the last Wednesday, like Wendy said. We get together for lunch, in the summer at the Memorial Garden, in the winter at Maxim. And anyone could come to these lunches too. That's really all I'm going to say about the book group, but I would like to say, I hope that you're learning something with this series. I hope you're learning things we do together to make friends and have fun. And I hope some of you will think about joining in some of these things. We've got one more week to go, Explorers Cub with Sandy. And that's where you learn the most, I think. And I hope you have ideas for different things we could do. I hope that this series without Pastor Tom has brought something to this community. Thank you.
Now is the time in our service for the offering. We give to remind ourselves of how many gifts we have to give. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. And we give because we believe in music and friendship. Music, friendship. We give with the faith that together we have enough. The money in the baskets goes to sustaining our mission for our community. The money in the cups goes to the charity chosen by the Faith in Action Ministry. And this month, the money from Faith in Action is going to the Northwest Indiana Pride Fest. So, can I have? For your prayers, your presence, your service, and your gifts, we are truly grateful. Now please rise if you are willing and able to join us in singing the closing hymn, number 112, Do You Hear? Be seated. And our closing words are Our Lives Intersect by Tanya Marquez. It is a wonder and mystery that our paths have crossed, that in this immensity of time, in the vastness of space, we coincide here. I am in awe at the ways in which our lives intersect and intertwine, at the beauty we create when we gather. May our coming together make us more compassionate, more just, more caring, and more loving. May our hearts and minds be open to this offering. I am so glad you are here. Let us worship, let us marvel at the miracle of being here, right now, and the mystery that has brought us together.
Back right up, right up. Dear sir, oh matter when you read my book, it took me years to write, or when you take a look. It's based on a novel by a man named Lear, and I need a job, so I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's the dirty story of a dirty man. His cleaning wife doesn't understand. His son is working for the Daily Mail. It's his daddy's job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's 1,000 pages, give or take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or two. You can make it longer if you like the style. Change around and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. If you really like it, you can have the rights. Make $1 million for you overnight. You must return it, you can send it here. But I need a break and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer. Writer.
chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of